My name is Jerry, and I'm here to give a talk. I'm going to try to keep this to 20 minutes or less than 30 minutes. So, because Team Fexi is going to have a section on transition areas and what you do in transition and how to do faster transitions and whatnot, and that will occur inside the transition area at 2 o'clock. So, we're going to. I don't want to run through this. Last time it took a little over a half hour, so we'll try to keep it to that. Anyway, I'm going to go over the course in terms of all different aspects of it. Tomorrow morning, you need to arrive here. Best to arrive by 6:15, maybe a little earlier, because tomorrow morning you need to pick up your chip. You need to rack your bike. If you want to do any kind of swim warm-up or test the water, you need to do that between 6:15 and 6:35. The water temperature last night was 82 degrees, so you shouldn't have any problem. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't have any problem worrying about whether or not you need a wetsuit or anything on that. If you want to wear one, it's fine. One of the things you're going to do, there will be no spectators allowed inside the pool, and no athletes that aren't in the waves that are designated allowed in the pool until you're called. So in other words, if your number is like 300 something or above, you're not going to be allowed in the pool until your wave is called. At 6:40, they're going to call the first two waves, which will be about 100 people. The wave, what's going to happen is you're going to come in. When you come into the pool, you'll come in and you'll line up along this side of the pool, which is the far side of the pool from here. This is the entrance to the pool right there. So you come in, or come into the pool here, and then you can line up there. Line up according to your number, because your number or your swim time. Your number is going to be, reflect your actual start sequence. If your number 200, you're going to be starting before number 205. They're going to line up 4 people along the apron, sitting along the side of the pool. They'll sit you down, and they're going to start swimmers every 5 seconds. And what they're going to do is, as one swimmer starts, the next one will just scoot on over to the next position. The starter will tap you on the shoulder and tell you when it's time to start. So sometimes you will have people that aren't that haven't shown up for the race or decided not to do it. So say if your number is 175, you might not have 3 people in front of you, so like 172 is the last number. Make sure that you line up properly, but what they will do is 172 will start, and you'll have to wait another 15 seconds before they actually start you. That way then you know the time. So if your time on your wrist says like 35:24 or whatever it might say, it won't say 24, then it means that it's 35 minutes on the clock time from the actual start of the race that your swim is going to start. So that will allow you also to know about when time you're starting. So when you're sitting there or coming up, you know how many minutes you're going to have before you start the swim. Once you get in the water, it's a good idea, depending upon who swims, because everybody has their ideal swim time that they gave into the triathlon website. The problem is that some people are over optimistic about their abilities, and some people are under optimistic about their abilities. So you might get in the water, you have 5 seconds, the person in front of you may not even hardly moved out of your way. You might be a much faster swimmer. The thing is, you have the entire swim lane, as opposed to last year when people went up and back. So you can move over and swim past that person. But the key is to remember to stay to the right, because if there's a faster swimmer that's coming by, if you're swimming by somebody or swimming alongside of somebody and not passing them, you might be blocking somebody behind you. So just be aware that, that somebody may, no matter how fast you're swimming, somebody else might be coming by behind you trying to swim. And if they're swimming on the right, again, that's going to create a problem when you come up on another athlete. So try to stay to the right when you swim. If you come down here, if you do flip turns, you can do it. The issue there is when you get down near the end, this is a 50 yard pool or 50 meter pool. Line up to the left. You're going to remember how you have to flip and come under that lane, so that you're going to end up in the next lane when you're swimming. I mean, that's easy to say, but also you need a spot to make sure that you're not going to come up in the same lane or in the next lane banging somebody's head, because you run the risk of being injured or at worst or at best slowing both of you down to the point where you've lost any advantage that you have by doing flip turns.
There was an email that came out that said no.
Right. Well, we had a lot of there was no specific USAT ban on it. It was a race director decision, and there were a lot of people that said that they wanted it, that wasn't fair, that they couldn't do flip turns and all that. The reason we originally wanted that was we felt that there was some, again, a safety issue, and it is, because if you turn and you haven't noticed that there's maybe a slower swimmer over here that's just pulled out, and you come up and bang your head, I mean, you might like I say, you might bust a lip or two, or who knows. So we don't want trails of blood in the water. That's one of the things. So just be aware. It's as much of a safety issue as much for you as for them, because if you bang into somebody, it's going to ruin your experience. But you have a whole lane. If you want to go around, just go around. You come back the same way. Stay on the right if you're a slower swimmer, or even a faster swimmer, and pass because somebody else might be coming. It's 8 lengths of the pool. It's 400 meters. At the end of the swim, you have to come to the very end of the pool. Most people are just going to hop right out of the pool. If you choose not to, you can come right back to the ladder, which is right there, maybe 5 yards or whatever from the end. But you have to come to the end to touch the pool. Immediately upon exiting the pool, you come running out here. You're going to go over the mat into the bike transition area. You'll know where your bike is because you've racked it in the designated area by your number. These are all set for bike numbers. So rack your bike on the rack that has your number.